Hello everyone, welcome back with another useful video in our channel. In this video, we are going to see how to install a lightweight, less RAM consuming operating system for our low-end PC. Sometimes we might want to install high RAM consuming softwares like video editors and software development IDEs. In some operating system, by default they are taking huge amount of RAM to run the system softwares. So the remaining free RAM would not be enough to run the software that we want to run. So in this video, we are going to compare the Linux Lite lightweight operating system with Windows 10 and Ubuntu operating system. Currently in my system, I am installing new Windows 10 operating system. My system is having 4 GB of RAM. Out of that, 3.8 GB RAM is usable. Once the Windows 10 is installed, I am opening Task Manager to see the RAM consumption. Currently it's taking 1.2 GB of RAM out of 3.8 GB. It's quite lot on new operating system installation. So the remaining RAM would not be enough. And I am trying to install Ubuntu operating system. Once it's installed, I am checking the RAM consumption. It's taking 1.4 GB of RAM out of 3.8 GB. Even the Ubuntu machine is taking more than the RAM consumption of Windows 10. Then now we are installing Linux Lite operating system. It's taking only 385 MB, even less than 400 MB out of 3.8 GB. So in this video, we are going to see how to install this lightweight operating system. Let's jump into the video. To install that Linux Lite operating system, we need to download that Linux Lite ISO file and the Power ISO software. The Power ISO software for making our pen drive into bootable one. First open Chrome and search for Linux Lite download. Go to their official website linuxlite.com. There we have options to download that ISO file. Click on download 5.0 ISO. As I downloaded already, I am not downloading again. Then again go to Google, search for Power ISO download. Go to their official website and download it for 64-bit version if you are using 64-bit operating system. And go to your download directory, install the Power ISO software. Once installed, connect your pen drive to your PC. Once you connected pen drive, open the Power ISO software. As we are using free version of Power ISO software, we have to wait for 7 seconds. And go to Tools tab and click on Create Bootable USB drive. Then it will automatically load that pen drive. Then in that image file, click on that small folder icon and choose that Linux Lite ISO file where you have stored. I have stored it in my new volume D. Then double click on that ISO file. It will load ISO into the Power ISO software. Then click Start. It will ask to format the pen drive. This process will take few minutes to make a pen drive bootable. Once it's done, go to Start and search for Disk Management. It will show a software Create and Format Hard Disk Partition in Windows 10. So to install the Linux Lite, we need to create a separate partition. In my new volume, I am having 365 GB. I am going to allocate 60 GB of separate partition for installing it. So I am calculating 60 into 1024. So we have to give this much amount of MB to create partition with 60 GB. Then right click on that volume, click on Shrink Volume. In that, enter the amount of space to shrink option, give 61,440. Then click Shrink. Once it's done, reboot your system. When the system screen turns on, click on F2 for entering into BIOS. It's different from computer to computer. Then go to your boot option. In boot mode, choose legacy support, and in boot priority, give legacy first. Make sure USB boot is enabled. As the boot priority is legacy, in the legacy boot order, we have to bring that USB option into first. So click on F6 for bring that USB option into first in that legacy order. Then click F10 for save and exit. Then hit enter. It will reboot your system and boot into pen drive. It will show that grab bootloader option to install the Linux. Then choose install Linux Lite now. Then in welcome page, give option English and give continue. In keyboard layout, choose English and click continue. Then in installation type, give something else. Then click continue. As you can see, in the list we have free space with 60 GB. Then double click on it and choose primary. Then in that users option, leave as ext4 journal file system. This is the default file system for Linux. Then in mount point, choose / for root directory. Then click OK. Then it will format that 60 GB free space into ext4 journal system. Then make sure to choose that partition and click on install now. Then it will pop up to click on continue. Then choose your location, click next. In this screen, choose your Linux username and give password. This is going to be the root password. Then it will take few minutes to install. Once the installation is completed, it will ask us to click on restart. Then click on it. Then remove your pen drive. Then after rebooting, it will enter into grub bootloader and we can choose between our Linux and Windows operating system. To see the resource usage, go to the system category application and click on resource usage application. As you see, in new Linux Lite operating system, that RAM usage is only 385 MB out of 3.8 GB. I hope you like this video. In our upcoming videos, we will see Android Studio software performance in our Linux Lite and Windows platform.